So I mean no disrespect when I say this, but it's something for all of us to wake up to and to understand where we are as a people and where we are going to. Now, my intention is not to bruise any egos, but this will trigger, and we're here for it. We're going to breathe through it and sit and understand the reality of what we are faced with, not only within ourselves, within our homes, but within our governments and in our societies. Just because you are a man, it does not mean that you know how to lead. Let's just soak that in. Take a deep breath and go, ooh, that's a lot. Some ego is rising. Ego's testosterone rising. You want to argue why I'm saying this. Why is a wombed man saying this? How dare you? Let's back it up. Leadership is following God's vision. Fellowship is following the leader who aligns to your vision, because certain capabilities of a follower is not what is present in the certain capabilities of a leader. Now, there is a distinction between a leader can follow a leader. So they interchange between their roles based on their strengths and their weaknesses. You look at relationships. I said this in another post. We have men who have been deemed leaders and are heavily under pressure. There are a lot of men heavily under pressure with the weight of what religion has done and what politics has done. Religion, in the hope of making sure that everything is sustained to serving the man. What you don't recognize that it has done is that it has put pressure on those who don't know how to lead. If you look at homes, the fearful woman will attract a fearful man, and a fearful man is not a leader. Let's breathe that in and breathe that out. That's a lot to hear. It's a lot to go, how dare you? There are a lot of emotional men. The danger has come in that because you are physically stronger, generally, right? Generally, your suppression on the weakest is easier to link to. So weak is an easy target. And weak, you look at the wombed man as weak because physically, but emotionally, there is strength, deep strength in a wombed man who has understood how to lead herself. Now, there's a lot I can go to with this talk, like a lot of how what jealousy has done, what has competition done. It has led us to chaos, from religion to politics to relationships to business to family. I've said this before. Whether it's romantic relationships, whether it's friendships or it's colleague or acquaintances, it is a business. And that's why, on purpose, we have what we are having now, because we don't have leaders who are leading by example. Like I said, we have a lot of leaders who are in fear. And when you are in fear, if you let fear lead, you are a follower. So we fight for women empowerment because there is a lack of understanding of empathy. There are a lot of men who are empathetic, a lot of men who are soft, and we have taken that as a weakness. Why? Because of religion and politics. This was the blind spots the patriarchy didn't realize. See, it benefits you in the now, but when the truth comes out and what is hidden and buried through the narcissism, that you don't feel strong. So you use your physical strength, you use your bullying to activate a strength that actually doesn't exist. Because if you do not know how to lean into your anger and face it, you are not as strong, unfortunately, as you believe that you are. Because a person who has true strength is a person who has self-control. And a person who has self-control is able to lead. Because even in the battle with fear existing and pulling in deep after years and years and years of struggle through battle and the subconscious programming that fear is the one that takes order, it becomes dangerous. And if you can sustain that, that is true leadership. So right now, if you look at the country, it's just chaos because what is happening outside of us is showing us the systems and the patterning that we are running through that are encoded within our DNA and that are replicated on purpose through the domestication of the education system, through the domestication of the gender roles in the homes, through the disrespect that comes in the homes. And then we try to create safe places with unsafe people. Impossible. You cannot let fear lead as a true leader. A true leader understands the space between fear, is able to hold space between fear and joy and abundance. Because you must understand abundance and lack exist. But if you are in an abundance of lack, it is because you have allowed fear to take over. So, each one teach one. Learn respect. Learn self-mastery. Learn to control yourself and your emotions. And let's change this narrative that men aren't allowed to have emotions. And let us change the narrative that just because you tend to enjoy emotional talk and understand that we invalidate that power. If you're looking for a private reading to understand what is happening with your ego from this conversation, how you're feeling boiled, I help you deal with trauma. I help you hold space for discomfort so that you can understand discomfort is your best friend. And yeah, I hope we could learn something from this and not take it once again. The intention was not to degrade, but to bring awareness to truth that we've been hiding under the carpet. That once we understand our power effectively, we move forward. But if we don't understand our power, then we idle or we move backwards.